Tinkering, exotic mask. Talent is called Abridged. If your primary and secondary weapon are not exotic or named and of the same type, so both assault rifles, the secondary weapon's talent will also be applied to the primary weapon. What? No way. That is sick, bro. But that's pretty fucking cool. You know what else would be cool? Preservation with Killer together. Holy shit. You'd get like major boosts and crit damage, some serious armor on kill. You wouldn't need anything else in your build. This has got to be the highlight of the season. Measured assembly gear set, new gear set. All right. What do we got? It's a skill build. 4 pieces, new talent called Huddle. Mortars and enemy skills that enter the range of your hive or smart cover will be destroyed or diffused. Oh no, a trophy system. Holy shit, there is now a trophy system. New named weapons and talents. Perfect Streamline. Receive 87% weapon damage when no skills are on cooldown. Wow, that's just shy of 6 red cores. Tux is pumped. Bandidos, what up? Back with the Division 2, and it looks like Year 7 details are still coming in as we now have patch notes. Let's do this.
Wait, did we just become best friends? So nice to meet you. I think you're cool.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
We now have PTS patch notes sharing everything that's going to come in with Year 7 Season 1. Buckle up, we have a lot to go through here, tons of details. The PTS is a player testing server, and it's only available for PC players. This is going to start on Friday, tomorrow, April 25th, 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I think you can preload now. And it'll run until Monday, April 28th, 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. They give us some details on modifiers. Of course, modifiers change every single season. So this is the new set we're going to get. This season's global modifiers is Hard Core, bringing new build focused bonuses for yourself and your allies. I love that grow based on your gear cores and increase even further upon defeating enemies marked with hostile countermeasures. Players gain 3 attribute scores: firearms, stamina, and electronics, each bonus scaling with the current attribute tier. That's a lot there that they just said, but what do we know so far? They're encouraging team play. So you're gonna get buffs and you're also gonna be buffing your allies. There's a score, meaning your performance is going to increase your bonuses, meaning the more kills, the better. And finally, it's partially gonna be enhanced by the quantity of cores that you have. And apparently there's tiers, so you're gonna break tiers as you increase your score. Okay, so firearms. So this is the bonuses that you're going to get. You're gonna get crit chance. Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. So you're gonna get a crit chance that bypasses the crit hit chance cap. How cool is that? We've never had that really before besides the Diamondback. So that's really neat. I like that. And then tier 5 effect instantly refills all ammo. Oh, I love that. That's a golden bullet effect right there, including signature weapon ammo. Stamina applies bonus armor every 300,000 damage you take. At tier 5, which is top tier, instantly refills all armor kits. Oh, that's handy. Electronics. Every time a skill is used, the cooldown of your other skill is reduced by Z% of its current value. So tier 1, you got 2, stamina 2.5, electronics 7.5. Those are all applied to the X, Y, and Z values above. So for example, if we look at firearms, X% critical hit chance that bypasses the critical hit chance cap. You're gonna get 2% more crit chance, and if you're at 60, you'll be at 62% total crit chance. If we look at stamina, there's 2.5. So applying that to Y, 2.5% bonus armor every 300,000 K damage you take. I assume that percent bonus armor is of your max armor. That's usually how it works. And for electronics, you're gonna get the cooldown of your other skill is reduced by 7.5% of its current value. Okay, now that makes sense to me. It reads easier. So we're just gonna skip through all these. Obviously they increase, but we want tier 5. So you're gonna get 10% more crit chance, potentially up to a total of 70% crit chance. That's great. Stamina is at 7.5%. Bonus armor for every 300,000 damage you take, and electronics is 22% cooldown decrease. Wow. And then here's the extra effect. So tier 5 is basically your overcharge. So firearms, you're gonna get that complete ammo refill, including signature weapons. That's really cool. Stamina, armor kits are refilled, and then electronics, both cooldowns reset. Oh, really neat. So every time you use one skill, the other skill resets. That's really cool. That could be really fun for explosive builds, throwing out those seekers. So attribute scores are influenced by your gear and combat actions. Each gear core adds to your baseline score. Killing marked enemies grants bonus points. So I think there's going to be some sort of meter that's going to be displayed. So we'll see. So attribute scores are influenced by your gear and combat actions. each gear core adds to your baseline score. If I'm running 6 red cores, and that's going to add to my baseline score. Killing marked enemies grants bonus points. Got it. Nothing new learned there. Active modifiers. This season introduces 5 active modifiers. In the past, we've been receiving 3, so that's definitely more. These are designed to consume your current score bonus in exchange for a powerful temporary boost. So they're going to consume your points, okay? While they work best when coordinated with the team, solo players will also benefit significantly from their effects. That's important because we got high number of solo players. So first one's called Broken Link. On activation, freeze all attributes at their current score and double the values, okay? So you're not going to be able to grow, but you got double the strength of each current bonus offered by the attributes' respective tiers for a limited duration. So double the power, but freeze at that current state, whatever your bonus is. Okay. Target rich environment. On activation, 3 unmarked targets within 35 meters will each be marked with a different mark for the next 15 seconds. Your kills and assets will yield a 2x attribute score multiplier after the 15 seconds are up. Freeze the attributes at their current score, and the values of each current bonus offered by the attributes' respective tiers is multiplied by 4 for 25 seconds. I think that's the key part. So you're going to be frozen. You're not going to be able to increase your score, but you're going to get a 4x multiplier of whatever your current status is for 25 seconds. Assault Link. On activation, the player's firearm score is set to tier 5 for the duration of the ability. That's good. We like that. So that's peak. Allies within 10 meters are granted a firearm score bonus when cast. The player gains 5% weapon damage for every non-red core equipped. I guess if you're a blue build, there you go. Attributes are frozen and bonuses are multiplied by 4 for the duration of the modifier. Yeah, so this could be really cool for our all blue DPS builds, you know, where we're running very high amounts of armor on like a Hunter's Fury because we can. So this could be cool. A security link. On activation, the player's stamina score is set to tier 5 for the duration of the ability. Allies within 10 meters are granted a stamina score bonus when cast, so that's bonus armor. The player gains 60k extra max armor for every non-blue core equipped, so this is intended for a red build or skill build. Attributes are frozen and bonuses are multiplied by 4 for the duration of the modifier. Duration increases by 3 seconds for each ally nearby at the time of activation. This could be a good little legendary setup. Tech Link. On activation, the player's electronics score is set to tier 5 for the duration of the ability. Allies within 10 meters are granted an electronics score bonus when cast. The player gains 10% skill efficiency. Ooh, very nice. Remember, that includes everything. Skill haste, cooldown, damage, the works. For every non-yellow core equipped. Wow. So if you're running an all red build, that's 60% skill efficiency. That's pretty good. Okay, attributes are frozen and bonuses are multiplied by 4 for the duration of the modifier. I mean, that's a big deal. They keep saying this, bonuses are multiplied by 4. We see that all over the place. That's a big deal. If you're at tier 5, your bonus is going to be multiplied by 4, so that's 40% crit hit chance. If you're already at 60% crit chance, that's potentially a 100% crit chance for that duration. We don't know what the durations are exactly. They don't show. I assume they're very short. So these are the active modifiers. I do got to say they are a little complicated. I kind of get the gist because there's a pattern. There's a pattern going on here. They're kind of the same. They're just rotating between an offensive, a defensive, and a tech type build. 1 and 2 are distinct. So it looks like you have 5, but you really have 3 modifiers here. It's just that they give you options for the third one depending on what type of build you're going to actually be running, making it more adaptable, which is good. Because in the past, there were active modifiers we just weren't using because we didn't run those type of builds. So this gives us more flexibility without shutting down types of builds, like team builds and healer builds and stuff. Passive modifiers. All right, so these are the little guys we add on. This season's passive modifiers are directly tied to your current attribute tiers. Interesting. Okay, so red, blue, yellow, right? As long as you meet the required tier for a specific attribute, the corresponding bonus is active. If you drop below that tier, the bonus becomes inactive. So load it up. 25% of critical hit chance is added as critical hit damage, while max tier in firearms. Okay, so if you're at tier 5 in firearms, then you're gonna get an additional 25% crit hit damage based on your crit chance. That's pretty cool. Specialized signature weapon damage is boosted by 10% for each firearms tier. All right. Extra padding. Gain 5% protection from elites per blue core while max tier in stamina. Wow, that's crazy. It doesn't say anything about a cap here, but there's a cap. 80% protection for elites. I wonder if you can go over that. Safety first. Hazard protection is increased by 7.5% for each stamina tier. That's nice. Hands-on. While in max electronics tier, so tier 5, 50% of the current skill haste bonus is added as skill damage. Ooh, bonus. Very nice. Interference blocker. Disrupt resistance is increased by 10%. The best kind of defense. While at least tier 3 in both firearms and stamina, gain 5% headshot damage for every 200,000 armor you have. It's not that exciting, but it's helpful, I guess. Supportive. While at least tier 3 in both stamina and electronics, increases outgoing and incoming repair by 50%. So it's for your healer builds. Very nice. Tech upgrades. While at least tier 3 in both firearms and electronics, increases skill duration by 25% of your current crit hit damage value. It's a weird value to base it off of. So crit hit damage, skill duration. What would that be useful for? I guess decoys, healing drones, deflector drone, a multitasker. While at tier 5 in all attributes, you receive 7.5% weapon damage, 85,000 max armor increase, and 1 skill tier. Wow. The skill tiers, I think we're really after here. A tier a day. For each tier in any attribute, gain 5% max health. Oh, boo. Boo. Don't end it on a low note. Hostile countermeasures. So these are the bad guys stuff. This season introduces hostile countermeasures, special enemy buffs represented by marks. Enemies can spawn with 1, 2, or all 3 unique marks, each providing different disadvantages or advantages. Marks are directly tied to the global modifier and the attribute score system. Firearm mark. The marked enemy gains, so this is what they get, 10% damage and 20% movement speed. All right. Stamina mark. The marked enemy gains overheal. Critical hit damage is reduced by 50% on this enemy. Ooh, yikes. Yikes, bro. That's crazy. Are they overhealing and they got reduction in crits? That's crazy. Electronic mark. The marked enemy takes 33% damage from skills, and I think that's less damage to weak points. I think they're trying to say less. Yeah, less damage from skills and less damage to weak points. While their gadgets are deployed, they take less damage also. Okay. Enemies cannot receive the same mark more than once, but they can carry multiple different marks at the same time. Rewards for engaging these dudes. So killing a marked enemy grants score points in each attribute corresponding to the marks figured. So you're going to get points if you shoot the firearm mark guy, so on and so forth. Assisting or dealing any damage grants score points per relevant attribute when the enemy dies. Skill kills count as assists, not kills. Oh, that sucks. Skill-based assists do not grant any skill points. What? This hurts right here, because if you're running a skill build, it's gonna take you a lot longer to get to top tier. New exotic weapons. Ooh, here we go, here we go. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Exotic RPK 74. So the RPK is an LMG. Talent is Pakan. Pakan? Pakan. Each kill with this weapon grants a stack of 50% magazine size to the next magazine, up to 4 stacks. Wow, that's pretty cool. So the thing about this one is like it's sort of a crossover between an assault rifle and an LMG. It leans more towards an assault rifle, but because of the way it is, it doesn't have one of those extra large magazines. So that's what this exotic does, is it gives us one of those extra large magazines based on your performance. Mods, you're gonna get weapon damage, plus 20 rounds, crit chance, and a little bit more crit chance. Nothing too fancy, but all helpful. New exotic gear, nimble holster, another holster. You can use more backpacks, buddies, more chest pieces. Talent is bob and weave. Receive 5% repairs for every 1 minute run in cover to cover. Damage taken while doing a cover to cover is healed over 10 seconds. So I think you're healing yourself without a skill. I think that's what this is. So you're gonna repair 5% of your armor by doing a cover to cover move. And this isn't minute, this is meters for every 1 meter run and cover to cover. So if you're doing a long run, wow, right? 10 meters? Wow, I gotta see this in action. Doesn't sound that exciting here, but if you're playing in cover and you don't want to put armor on kill, this could be a nice little thing. It's gonna kind of be like the Ninja Bike knee pads though, I gotta say, where it's very situational. You can't always just move from cover when you need heals, right? You might be pinned down. There you go. Tinkering, exotic mask. A talent is called abridged. If your primary and secondary weapon are not exotic or named and of the same type, so both assault rifles, the secondary weapon's talent will also be applied to the primary weapon. What? That's insane. No way. You can run killer with measured, for example. That is sick, bro. But it can't be exotic or named. Put killer on it and then run another assault rifle and put measured on it and get the RPM lift and the base damage lift. Or, you know, go Optimus if you like that, whatever. But that's pretty fucking cool. You know what else would be cool? Preservation with killer together. Holy shit. You'd get like major boosts and crit damage, some serious armor on kill. You wouldn't need anything else in your build. This has got to be the highlight of the season. This might be best in slot on many builds. No, there's some Debbie Downers out there that are already this isn't gonna be meta, but this is fucking sick. I don't care what they say, man. Look at that. If it does what it says it's gonna do, holy shit. Tux is pumped. I get more excited about the gear than anything. So new gear, Eminence Armaments brand set. 1 piece equipped gives you weapon damage. All right, we'll take it. 2 pieces equipped gives you 100% increased threat. 3 pieces gives you 60% pistol damage. This is very unique. We've never seen this added to anything. There's the, what is it? The mosquito that kind of has an element like this. The decoy is the main thing that picks up threat, but skills have an element to it, right? That's why your skills can distract enemies. This means that you're going to receive attention from the enemies. It's weird because how is that a good thing, right? Well, it's a good thing if you're going to be the walking decoy for your team. And then 60% pistol damage with weapon damage means you're probably standing behind a bulwark shield, or you can stand behind a bulwark shield. So that's pretty cool. But for a solo player, you're not gonna really want that. But you might run this anyways for that 60% pistol damage if you're running a John Wick one-shot kill build. It's intended for group play and for the tank build, but there's other cool ways you could take advantage of this 60% pistol damage. Probably would want to run that with a Ninja Bike backpack, and you know, there's your downside right there. That means you're gonna have to run 2 pieces of this. Where are you gonna put those 2 pieces? And do you have some better options? And then is the 60% pistol damage worth it for all of that? Probably not, I'm gonna say, because you have the D&H mask, the punch drunk, that'll probably give you more value, and you only need to run 1 piece of it, you know, but it's cool. This is cool for a team tank build setup. Named gear pieces, there's a backpack that's going to be called Captain Talent Perfect Leadership. So this is performing a cover to cover, grants 20% of your armor as bonus armor to you and allies for 10 seconds. It's decent. This is tripled if you end within 10 meters of an enemy, which you're usually doing. Cooldown is 10 seconds. It would be nice if they push this up to like 15 meters. Named knee pads are called Cloak. Talent has a perfect attribute and it's a 50% reduced threat. Really good for snipers. That could be cool, man. I don't know how reliable the threat is outside of this skill. The decoy does really well, but there's some enemies that can bypass it, like rushers. Have you ever noticed? They'll go right through your decoy and head straight over to you, punch you in the face with the butt of their gun. Will this counter that? We'll see, but that's cool. I like it, especially because on a lot of sniper builds, you don't really need anything else. You're one-shotting everything and whatever. It's in the knee pads area, so I wish it was maybe a holster so it didn't take that turmoil slot, because that's sort of really cool on snipers right now, but either way, it's cool. Measured assembly gear set, new gear set. All right, what do we got? It's a skill build. So 2 pieces give a skill haste, 3 pieces 60% repair skills, 4 pieces new talent called Huddle. Receive a skill tier, nice, for each ally agent that is within range of your hive. Ooh, so up to 3. I guess if you're in a raid, that could be a lot more. While at skill tier 6, having at least 1 ally agent in the range of your hive, I think that's or smart cover, for 4 seconds, will ground overcharge for 15 seconds, cooldown 40 seconds. Basically, once a minute, you can have overcharge. And it looks like that'll just happen. Mortars and enemy skills that enter the range of your hive or smart cover will be destroyed or diffused. Oh no, a trophy system. Holy shit, there is now a trophy system. It doesn't say you have to be 5 skill tiers or anything. There's a 30-second cooldown. The cooldown is 15% faster for each ally agent within the range of your hive. Wow. Chest and backpack talent. So, you know, you're usually gonna have a big range, right? So that's not that hard to do. Chest and backpack talent. So chest is called talent hive mind. Decrease the overcharge cooldown from 40 to 25 seconds. Cool. Smart cooperation. Decrease diffuse cooldown from 30 to 15 seconds. This backpack seems like it would be 100% worth it for legendary. Diffuse every 15 seconds, and then with allies that's gonna be 15% faster. That's cool. Wow, very exciting, different. I love different. The last thing we need is just pure damage. Of course, we need to maintain our balance. We need different and interesting because we have a lot of gear out there already and our stash is already full of the same stuff. But we also need it to be useful because we have other stuff like Ortiz, which is a one-trick pony, and then you use it once and you're like, that was cool, and you never use it again because it doesn't work in very many places. So they need to think about that stuff, how easy it is to use and how adaptable it is to content. Otherwise, this stuff just ends up just going to take up stash, and then they have to provide us more stash space. New named weapons and talents. So we got a SOCOM MK16. This is actually a pretty good weapon. Works good in PvP, by the way. Perfect Streamline. Receive 87% weapon damage when no skills are on cooldown. Wow. So if you just don't use your skills, you get a shit ton of damage, which means you're probably playing in cover. That's incredible. Yeah, that's just shy of 6 red cores. So if you run the Memento with all blue cores on a Hunter's Fury build, then you're gonna have the damage as if you were running a full red cored weapon, and you're gonna have crazy bonus armor and regen, so you wouldn't need to use any skills. Okay, converted SMG9. I love this gun. It's called the Purist. This is cool. Let's see what they got. Perfect Streamline, so it's the same thing. This would be more in tune with a Hunter's Fury Memento build. This SOCOM you'd want to use in cover. This is your out of cover option. This is a great gun, by the way. I use it a lot. It's cool. Quality of life changes, progression and objectives. Seasonal journey objectives can now be progressed while playing in co-op. Ooh, that's huge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's play in group and get that shit done. Let's burn it, baby. Burn it. I'll see you in a month. Okay, so we're seeing 3 exotics. So that means with year 7, season 1, we're gonna get a total of 4, 3 from the season and then 1 from the DLC, which is that exotic mask. Really exciting, guys. So tune in as we watch the devs live stream when they cover this stuff in the PTS, which is gonna happen on April 25th, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's tomorrow. We will be streaming nice and early. Join me here and let's talk about it.
Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Tuxedo Bandido, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on the good stuff I have coming for you. And if you like content like this, be sure to check out the video I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you would like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make things possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be the same without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Wait, did we just become best friends?